yes, we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
I think this is it. This is it. Yeah, we tried to do something, didn't work. But welcome everybody, Comics and Conversations. We're gonna have a good one today. Hopefully, it'll not be a total train wreck that it has been in the past half hour so far. But we're here. We got you covered for a great show. Got a great campaign for you. Great guest. But first and foremost, we have this button here to hit to get to this person, Angela Curry. What's going on, Angela?
Good afternoon. This is it with Restream. If anything is it.
So stupid. So stupid. I mean, maybe I did something wrong. I don't think so. I don't think you did anything wrong at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the membership.
Yeah. For anyone wondering out there,
hey, maybe I'll Restream tomorrow with my. No, I'm kidding. I won't.
Well, what happened was, everybody out there, real quick, is that in order for Restream, you can't have a co-host if you pay for the basic plan. You got to upgrade. I'm like, okay, well, I'll upgrade for the last remainder of the month, pay the extra little bit, and Angela can now highlight everybody.
Yeah.
No, Angela.
No,
that's not how this works.
Absolutely
Apparently,
not.
you can't highlight Jack, but you can. You can change backstage stuff.
I have power.
You have power to do things that I don't.
Power.
Yeah, power to do things that I don't want you to do. But you're still going to say questions and everything. We're going to do it like we did with Leprosty.
Yeah.
And all who else did we have? I can't even remember.
We had last week. We had the person working on the campaign with Luke.
Oh, Frank. Yeah, we did it with Frank. We did it with Leprosty. Yeah. So, and we're gonna do it with this cat right here. We got Chris. Everybody.
Hey,
what up? What's going on, man?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thanks for arriving. Sorry for the last minute chaos that we were talking about. So
yeah, that's kind of goes with the territory, doesn't it?
It's so ridiculous, dude. Like we said, we had Leprosty on, and like they all pay for like even the better one because they need it. They need to do all the bells and whistles and everything. Mm-hmm. And the price for StreamYard is so ludicrous.
Yep.
It's insane. So we're all trying to find different avenues to go through, and I thought this was a good one. We tried it, and no. No, dude, I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay $50 a month to stream. No. Like, I just don't want to do that. That's insanity.
I mean, my yarmulke's buzzing. I mean, honestly, like if you're making more than $50, a month, then it justifies it. But if you're streaming isn't paying you $50, it's not a justified expense, and it's infuriating that these companies keep jacking this stuff up.
Yeah, like we were talking about it with I can't remember who, but we were like, okay. Maybe I could see if StreamYard upped their price like $5.
Yeah,
went from 25 to 30. It still would be a bit much. I get everybody's raising price. Dude, it went from 25 to 45. I was like, whoa! And I hear they're increasing it again.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, So there's a couple out there platforms that we're gonna look into. Luke told me about Evmux. I'm gonna give it a shot for the $20 a month plan. Dude, $25 to me is fine. I'll pay that. I'll suck it up. And I do benefit because I get to promote people, have you guys on. Hopefully you get backers. I promote Frog. I get, we stuff like that. We get engagement. So it does in a way pay for itself in that regard.
That's true.
Not $50 a month.
No.
But in the meantime, Angela, speaking of $50 a month, we have some people in the chat. I know Awesome One was there.
Yeah,
Awesome One and some person, I believe.
Yeah, so I can highlight you guys, but Angela can't, even though I paid for her to do so.
So Citizen Ronan said, "Dude."
Yeah.
And then we just had Cotton Ministries join in.
Yeah, Angela does type in the chat, so she will help address things that way. And we'll try to say hello to people as they also as they come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers, Cotton Ministries. Welcome.
Yes. Also, if you're watching now or on the repeat, please like and subscribe. Also, forget all that. If you don't want to do that, at most, please share out Infinitol.
Infinitail, I think.
Is it tail?
Yes, it's infinite and tail. It's a portmanteau.
Infinitail. Share it out, everybody. That's the most important thing. Share out that campaign. We want to help Chris get some more backers. It's a dope looking book, a dope looking campaign.
Yeah.
It's amazing looking, actually, and we're very excited to have him on. And you know that if you don't care what any of us have to say, link is pinned at the top of the chat and in the description. So back it, share it, do what you can. So yeah, Chris,
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah, we run things a little chaotically here, I guess. But how did you we ask everyone, how did you get into comic books? Because it's the niche thing. It's not very common. Like, you remember your first comic book that you bought, or you just like accidentally stumble upon things?
Oh, okay. So how did I get into reading comics? Started in my middle school French class. Madame Gervais, my teacher, had a spinner rack full of bandes dessinées, which are like the French comics. And I had Le Schtroumpfs, The Adventures of Tintin, Asterix and Obelix, all that stuff. And I ended up there was this. I'm in New Hampshire, so I'm like way up in the frigid Northeast. And we had this one mom and pop shop, like comic shop, that never enforced the beaded doorway. You know, when you go to their video rental stores, and it's like, kids, don't go in there.
Peek behind the curtain. Yeah.
Well, I had terrible parents, and the people never enforced that beaded gateway. So I walked in and I saw boobs, and I fell in love instantly. I got Metahelon, which is the French version of Heavy Metal Magazine.
Oh wow!
I got Quadrant, ElfQuest, Druna, like all that stuff. Anything Fastener and Larson, I loved. I just grabbed it all up, and like those were my. I didn't even really think they were just comics. I just thought they were like cool picture books with stories. You know, that was like, oh, that's what comics are. And it's like, oh, okay, there's a word for it.
Yeah.
And so I ended up getting into comics that way. And like I kind of, before, like in my adult years, about 10 years ago, I lost full use of my hands, so I can't draw anymore. But when I was a high schooler, I was the art nerd. So I was drawing everything, and I was trying to like copy what I was seeing in those books. And one of my buddies is like, "Oh, dude, you're into comics. Here's a copy of James O'Barr's The Crow."
Oh.
And
wait, is it an original first print?
Yes.
Wow.
OG. Yeah, wow. He gave me a copy of The Crow, and my first impression was the drawings. I can do better drawings than this. Like the art was not good.
The first Crow, like his initial stuff, you're just like, but later on, as it progressed, you're just like, okay, he's improving.
Yeah, well, the story is what got me, man. Like I was like, wow. I ended up buying that book like three more times because I wore it out. And that same buddy's like, dude, if you like The Crow, here's another book you might like. And I'm like, oh no, it's Batman. Come on, Michael Keaton stuff. It's like, no, trust me, you're gonna love this. And it was The Killing Joke. Oh, and he was totally right. Like, it's not even a Batman book, dude. It's a Commissioner Gordon book. He's the hero.
Oh, yeah.
And I freaking love. That's my favorite DC book of all time.
Well, you're also getting introduced to some grittier writing on both of those titles. You know what I mean? So it's like more of an adult-oriented subject matter. Like, they both revolve around family death, loved ones, the death of loved ones, and suffering and angst and over conquering it. So definitely heavy subject matter. You know,
it made me like really appreciate like ancillary characters like Commissioner Gordon, because it showed how much of a badass he was. Because this proved the Joker. The Joker said, everybody's just one bad day away from becoming me. And he did the absolute worst to Gordon, especially to his daughter, all of that stuff. And at the end, who got the last laugh? You know, it wasn't the Joker.
Well, and there's that dispute as to whether or not Batman might have killed the Joker.
Yeah.
Which I think is fantastic.
Dude, I love geeking out about that because, dude, I've had hour-long discussions at the lunch table. It's like, no, he killed, he totally killed him. And my buddy's like, no, Batman doesn't kill. That's his kitsch. He doesn't kill. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? He's laughing as his shadow looms over him. That dude is dead.
Yeah, and the laughter slowly dies out. Like, it slowly fades out, and there's no laughter. Like, it's like, I think he might have killed him. Like, I think that dude might be dead now. And honestly, man, it's about time. Like, just kill the Joker already. Like, how many more people have to die at the hands of this dude if you can?
Thank you.
Like, just end it all. Like, I mean, what that one horrible person's life is definitely worth taking over all these innocent people that he's. Dude, he could have killed like the next person who could have cured cancer or anything like that. You don't know. So yeah, you got to wipe that dude out of existence. You know, so yeah, but and that's definitely, like I said, heavy subject matter. So that was your introduction to superheroes, to capes and cowls, was The Killing Joke.
Well, because like my exposure to like the you know, the capes and cowls stuff was like, you know, I'm a kid of the 70s, man. I remember, you know, Adam West and Burt Ward. I remember like even Michael Keaton in the late 80s there, you know.
Yeah.
And like that was kind of, or Christopher Reeve, dude. Nobody can forget that. But like
no,
that was, or the Saturday mornings with the Super Friends, or Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Yep.
Like that was like, I didn't even know there was a difference between DC and Marvel for the longest time. I'm just like, because it was like Bill Bixby as you know, David Banner, and then all of a sudden the next thing it's Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, and it's on the same, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, they're just superheroes.
Yeah.
And then
Angela's a huge Wonder Woman fan.
Hell yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, we all, you know, middle-aged people right now, we grew up with that, like, you know, and you obviously the people that are older than us grew up with things even before that. Like, you know, you had the initial cat that played Superman was also a Reeves, and so they grew up with him, and like they also had the Fleischer cartoons, which were still insanely cool, you know. So everybody, and like I was talking about this with Rex last night with music, like, you know, and it goes the same with pop culture, comics and stuff. Everybody's kind of a product of their own time. Like you do grow and you like, maybe you'll like, oh, I do like this new thing, but it's not as like a lot of people love the absolute Batman and Superman stuff that's out. Some people just, they're too old and they're just like, this just isn't my bag. So, you know, we all grew up with the Linda Carter and, you know, and all that stuff. And that's kind of like Michael Keaton is our main Batman. Like he nailed it to us. So, and not to say that other people didn't do a good job, but like if I asked my nephew who's 16, he might tell you like the Twilight guy is his Batman. So I don't know, you know. So it all depends. And age plays a factor into a lot of this stuff. It really does. So like you said, a kid that's set in the 70s and 80s, we grew up with that. Well, we were also fortunate where we grew up with that and technology. So we evolved with a lot of these things. So I think because of that, a lot of us are more open to like newer experiences as far as like the boomers go. So,
oh God, yeah. Well, I think Gen Xers kind of got like, I mean, we get shafted on a lot of stuff, but I think we got the best like positioned as far as like we came in before the internet and before technology, and we got to see everything when it was new.
Yeah,
you know, there's a lot of people that are like nostalgia for things they never even lived through.
Well, and not just that, like we knew what it was like to go outside, play, drink from the hose, but we also know what it's like to have filtered water. Like, you know what I mean? Like we know both ends. Like, like it's not just like nowadays kids are just all bougie. It's like, oh, I have to have the Evian. And then you also have the people older than us who are just like, you know, this tech dude. I'm a fan of Pantera, and Phil Anselmo just recently got a cell phone. Like, and he's only 10 years older than me. It's like, so these people that are usually older, technology to them is just this foreign thing. It's like you got to kind of go with the flow, ebb and weave and stuff like that. Like with me, my eyeballs are going. Technology's advanced to where I can do Photoshop. I can do the artwork I used to do a little bit, and it helps out a lot. But we grew with it, so we know how to do. We're more accepting to certain things. Yeah, and it goes with pop culture as well. You know, like you grew up with the Crow and Batman and like dope stuff. Like but this also goes to show. The movie Crow, the first one, Brandon Lee, awesome.
Yeah.
Like they keep trying to redo it. And all right.
Yeah, it ain't working.
It's not working. Dude, even people that are new to it hate it.
Yeah.
So I don't know why.
Go ahead. It's sad too if the most current Crow is your experience. That's your first experience. Really what a letdown.
Yeah, and that's just the Crow. So, and there's 1,000,000,001 Batman movies out. So it's like, which one do you lean on? You know, did you see the Superman movie at all, or the Fantastic Four?
No, I ever since the vid, I don't go to theaters. But yeah, I mean, my thing is I got a big 75-inch TV and a nice comfy couch. I have no, you know, once it comes to streaming though, or whatever, yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah. Oh, well, like I told everybody, I do want to go see those. I heard good things about FF Superman. I heard a mixed bag. So
yeah.
And like I do know some things about it that some people really hate, but like we were talking earlier, if you're a new person and you're being introduced to this pop culture media and that's your first Superman exposure, that's your Superman. Like Christopher Reeves isn't your, like that's, I'm sorry, you, like you said, you can't top it. Like, and I know you shouldn't really compare too much just because you should treat everything as its own entity. But how do you not? Like Christopher Reeves just embodied the character. So it's hard to really, you know, capture that magic again. But I think you have to be open to new things and give things a chance at least, and you know, judge for yourself. Like we all listen to the YouTubers a little bit, and it's a good way to base your judgment off of slightly. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go in knowing this might not be that great.
Yeah,
you know, so it's the same in comics. Like you know what, the past, I don't know, 12 years, like it's been miss, and recently now things are starting to slightly come around. Are you getting any new books from even the mainstream or anything, or you just like took a step back?
Yeah, I honestly, like, the whole reason why I got into even creating comics or the whole indie side of comics is because about 10 years ago, or God, 12 years ago now, I got out of my dream career. I was a video game developer for about a decade, and that was my creative, you know, whatever. And when that industry chewed me up and spat me out, I went into a different career field, but it was more stable, paid a lot better, all that stuff, but there was no creative outlet anymore. So it was a little depressing. And at that time, around 2014-ish, like all of a sudden, all of my hobbies started telling me they didn't want me as a customer anymore.
Oh no.
Like, you know, like, I'm sorry, but like, I love the X-Men. Like I ended up, like I got into X-Men through Storm, weirdly enough, like, cause you know, these were the days of the spinner rack and you're like, oh, who's that hottie?
Oh yeah.
And I ended up getting like the whole Wakanda thing out of, you know, she became the queen and everything. And I was like, okay, this is the coolest X-Men ever. And then it was like, no, there's cooler ones. Like, no, there isn't. And then it was like, holy crap, every single one of them is pretty badass. Yeah. But like, yeah, I started seeing stuff like the Hellfire Gala. And then the, you know, over on the DC side, we started getting the I'm Not Starfire and then like the rainbow stuff. And I'm like, you know, that's not for me. And it just depressed me. So I started getting into the indie stuff. So yeah, I mean, people that are indie creators probably know me more as a backer than as a creator.
No, so. Well, I don't know how true that is. I mean, like Infinitales is I've heard of it even before issue 2. You know what I mean? So I think that the word is out there about your IP. You know, and that you have something out there, but and I don't know, like you're not wrong. I also think like what really made things terrible and difficult was they were changing established characters.
Yeah,
that's what made it worse. If they had just made up their own new thing, you know, a new character here that it has its own book, like that's fine. You can still go buy your Thors and your Teen Titans. Those are all they're written the same. Continuity is good, but if we have this new character here that, you know, caters to this audience, I have no problem with that at all in the slightest. Like I say, go for it, and that's even better in my opinion because you're tapping into you want more income. I like money.
Yeah,
I like money. So if I could snag more of an audience by creating a new thing, I don't want to chase them away by changing it.
Yeah, that's perfectly put, man. Like it's about adding, not about, you know, like taking away your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Starfire was like a self-insert, and so the only group that person was going to influence or interest were people like her, and it was just basically very isolating. And honestly, I think it was more written for the sake of her needing a outlet to
like therapy.
No one cared. No one cared at all.
But there you go. Like we all write, draw, create because as an outlet. Like, but we just don't put our complete self into it. Like, it's not like it's a mirror. Like, you know, there's a little bit, even if it's like the 0.001%, there's a little bit of yourself in everything you do. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't help it. But when it's 112%, like, it's a bit excessive.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, and you're not wrong, Angela. She's going to buy, like, the main audience for that was her. She could buy her own book. She made a sale.
Great job. Congratulations.
Yeah. like and nowadays, like I go into the shops and there are some cool things out there. Kerry Andrews is killing it on Spider-Man Wolverine. He did Spider-Man Reign 2. That was dope. Nick Klein is killing it on Hulks whenever he's doing them. There's a fill-in artist. I'm like, whatever. The stories are pretty decent. The Spider-Man Predator story is pretty cool. Batman's got the Hush thing. Everyone's like, the story's not that great, but the Jim Lee art is fantastic. So they're starting to slowly pendulum a little bit. You know what I mean? It's still like iffy. Like you're still like, I don't really trust these waters. I kind of still like the indie scene. Also with the indie scene, like with shows like this, and not just that on the campaign, you could read about it. You could then be like, okay, this does interest me. I want to. We had people that of many different creating types, and like you could pick and choose. Like, oh well, I don't like this subject matter, so that's just not what I'm going to back. And but you might share it out because somebody else might like it. You know what I mean? So I think it's straight to consumers, so it's a little bit better in that regard. It's not a hesitation like, oh, Batman 642. I don't know. I have to buy it to find out if I like it. And is Jim Gordon now like a Hispanic trans, advocate or so? I don't know. So and hey, if you're into that stuff, fine. I'm not trying to tell you what you should do. I'm just telling you what, like, if you wanted to create that, that's different. Like I say, make new things. That's what we want. And that's what we're doing here. You're making new things. And what kind of got you motivated to do your own, like, how long have you been doing this? Has this been a big thing that you've been working on for decades? Or is it like, past years, you're like, I have this idea?
So I started the Infinitale fantasy role-playing game system back in 1990. So over quite a bit of over 3 decades ago, and it was initially a kind of a punishment from our high school. Our high school treated all of its students like criminals. We all had to have 140 hours of community service, or they wouldn't let us pass that year.
Jeez.
So
that's kind of counterproductive as far as like you're supposed to get grades, not work.
Yeah, well, it was weird because it's like they didn't understand the difference between volunteerism and compulsory.
Dude, that's like imprisonment. Like, what is this? A Shawshank? Like, fields?
So I was this was long before the age of Google, and I was this horribly dyslexic, dumb kid who wandered into the Pelham Public Library, and one of my buddies is like, dude, there's a fantasy club here. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get beaten up. Like, are we really going to do this? And he's like, no, dude, trust me, it's cool. So we went down in there, and I was getting ready to leave. And just as I'm leaving the library, this absolutely gorgeous librarian starts walking down the stairs. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can stay. And she got me into reading. She got me into Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. And unfortunately, with Dungeons and Dragons, this was around the time when the rule set started changing. So it went from like version 2.5 or whatever to 3.
Yeah, with me, the second version 2 was like our jam. Like that's what I really loved.
Thaco.
Version 2. Yeah, dude. Thaco, everything, the whole nine. That's we were OG D&Ders. Like the red box with the green, the green. You had to fill it in with that white pen. We started from beginning. Our parents are very kind and encouraged our creativity. So yeah, they didn't stifle us. So the second gen D&D was like, that was like the pinnacle for us.
Yeah.
And we kind of stuck with that even as it kept changing. We're like, we're playing the second gen. We don't care.
Well, what happened with me was, so I was a big fan of Dragonlance. That same librarian.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, that same librarian for Christmas, because I never really read. I was a dumb kid. She got me Dragons of Autumn Twilight, which is
nice.
The first, and it's a thick book. And she got it for me for Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, great, a book!" And then like the next session when I came in, she started asking me about the book, like, "Hey, what'd you think of this character?" Blah, blah. And I was like, "Oh shit, I better read this." So I read up the book just to keep her in conversation with her, and she's like, "Oh, if you like that, there's more." I'm like, "Oh, there's more." And she ended up getting me, I think, one of the other 2 books. I think it was either Winter Night or Spring Dawning. And then I ended up buying the rest of them. She's like, oh, and there's 3 more books. And, and eventually I became this big bookworm. And I'm like, that's a weird change of.
So are you a Tannis guy, Flint?
I think Tanis was a moron. He's kind of like Steve Urkel on Family Matters.
Oh.
He had this absolutely gorgeous woman throwing herself at him, and he went for the bad girl.
Everyone likes a bad girl, man.
Yeah.
Come on, son. I mean, Kit, she's hot. What do you
Yeah.
want? You know, but I don't know. I'm more of a Tasselhoff Burfoot kind of guy. I mean, you can't go wrong with Tass.
Yeah, the Kenders.
Fantastic character. Yeah. Well, who's your favorite though?
I know this is gonna make me sound like an edgelord, but I really liked Raceland.
Yeah, everybody likes Raceland.
Yeah, it's so cliche. But
I like Tass and Caramon. Like Caramon was a total idiot, but he had heart. You know,
Yeah.
So like he's an idiot as far as like he did whatever his brother wanted. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're a moron. But the dude was all heart, man, and I respect that. But Tass is that's the way to go.
Yeah, he was definitely the soul of the party. He
Yeah.
kept everything funny. It kept everything alive.
Raceland's, I mean, I like Raceland, but very, overly, like I'm cynical, but gee,
I know he's a black pill dispenser.
yeah, dude, to the nth degree. Like it's like, well, you need to take, I don't know, go run through some flowers or something.
Well,
dude. Like
he was a bastard, though. He was a terrible person. Like when
he was
did
a
the
horrible
Chrysomnia.
individual. Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was terrible. Yeah. So, but that's what made those books so good. They didn't hold back on those characters. Like they weren't like Raceland, like you just said, total pond scum. But that's why you like him, because that's his character. They weren't like, okay, yeah, his character changed a little bit here, and he actually, like, no, he was a total jerk throughout the whole thing. Like, he didn't let up. And it made those characters more realistic and more relatable in a way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's cool. She gave you the Dragonlance books.
Yeah. So I read all of that, and I was like, it got me jazzed, because then I learned that, like, Weiss and Hickman were actually module writers for TSR, and they actually made the Dragons of Despair and all that stuff. And I was like, oh man, I can do that. The arrogance of youth. I was like, I can make my own. So I started trying to make my own using the books that were available at the library. They're all 2.5. We had Dragonlance, Forgotten Realms. God, there's even some awful Spelljammer books in there, but so I read through some of that, but half the time, half the books were taken out, and it just got really frustrating. And I thought, well, I can make my own system. Like, screw this. Like, I'm at the mercy of other people, and instead of just doing homebrew, like, I want to like, quote unquote fix. And again, the arrogance of youth. I want to address things that I didn't like about the rules, or this and that. So I spent about several years kind of beta testing my role-playing game. And we didn't have Google, so we were fortunate enough. The old New England libraries, man, we had some books that were like hand translated into English.
Wow.
Yeah, they were old, like the books that when you open them, you got to wear gloves.
Yeah.
So I'm reading these like the Mabinogi, the what is it? The Welsh mythology, Snorri Sturluson's Walsung Saga, which is like the Icelandic arrival of the Vikings and stuff, and then the Book of Invasions, which was the Irish mythology, the Kalevala, which is the Finnish origin myths, all this stuff. And I'm reading these things, and I'm like probably getting sick. There's probably like mold in my lungs from this, And I was like, this is the coolest stuff ever, because if I'm gonna rip stuff off, I'm gonna rip off stuff that nobody's ever heard about, because I don't want to rip off Tolkien, because that's what Dungeons and Dragons did, and I don't want to rip off Dungeons and Dragons, because then I'm just going to be a rip off of a rip off of So I went into that, and then I started reading up on like the origins of like Wagner's operas, like the non-musical parts of the operas, like the Ring of the Nibelung and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like this could make for some cool adventure stuff. And as I was building all of that, the librarian said, hey, I heard that your school's giving you the community service stuff. Tell you what, if you keep these kids from crawling up the walls and knocking the shelves over and stuff, and you can let them be your guinea pigs or whatever for your role-playing game, I will give you whatever community service hours you need.
Oh wow.
So I did that for 4 years, and we were in a recession in the 90s, so the library on the weekends, it was really difficult to keep funds coming in. So we ended up charging like a monthly. This is part of that fantasy club thing that I knew I was going to get beaten up for. But every month it was like $5 or whatever. And in order to entice the members to pay the $5, we did a recap. We chronicled the game sessions, and then I did illustrations. So there's like a big illustration in there, and they get this nice letter every 4 weeks or whatever, and it'd be like a 2-3 page recap of the adventure, and there'd be a cool illustration in there. And I did that for about 4 years, actually 6 years, because I went beyond high school for a bit. And it was the Infinitale game, or Chris's game, or whatever. And these were the chronicled game sessions of that. I put it away, went off to university, pursued my dream job. It blew up in my face. I moved all around the world. I paid money to have these storage containers shipped with all of these game notes and stuff to Japan, to Australia, to California. Wow. And finally, they returned back to their home base here in New Hampshire. And when I had left that industry, I was looking at, I was like, well, what, I'm really depressed. All of my hobbies have turned into crap. My dream career blew up in my face. Like, what am I going to do? I'm really depressed. Well, what was the last thing I did that was like fun? When was the last time I really had like joy in my life? And I looked at these, these things that I did in my teen years, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I could do something this. Maybe I could self-publish the role-playing game system. And I was talking with one of my engineer buddies that's over at Blizzard, and he's like, let's do this. I can help you with this or whatever. And then we looked on Kickstarter, and with holy crap, the competition is fierce. So what could we do? And he's like, well, maybe if we do like a multimedia blitz, we got like people excited about the game before you launch it. I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? He's like, I don't know. You're an artist. You can figure something out. So I was like, okay. I ended up taking some screenwriting courses and wasted a lot of money and went down to Boston, Foxborough area. We did the, if you've ever heard of Project Greenlight.
I know. Yeah.
So
well, for those who don't know, what was Project Greenlight?
So Project Greenlight was an initiative by Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and a couple of producers who were reaching out to young and up-and-coming indie directors, screenwriters, producers to make indie films. Mm-hmm. And I went down there with my stuff. I put on a big old song and dance. I had the posters. I had the whiteboard, like the whole stuff. And I basically got the worst reality check in the world.
Yeah, but you never know unless you put yourself out there.
Yeah. Well, they're like, no production house and no studio would ever touch this. The budget would be insane. Although I did get a suggestion, maybe you should try animation.
Yeah, there you go.
So I was like, yeah, and I grabbed a copy of Toon Boom Studios. I had Flash. All that stuff was blowing up in the early 2000s. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. And my hands started failing, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't have the wherewithal to do this. What the hell am I going to do? And my that same engineer friend said, dude, why don't you just go into like comics and stuff? You seem to like them. You got your walls are covered with like, comic book covers everywhere. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know the first thing about making them.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
So I brought my screenplay, the entire screenplay, to this guy out in California, Zen, who works for a company called High Concept Media Properties. And he took a look at it and he's like, yeah, no artist will ever work for you if you give them this. Like, you need to convert this into a legible comic book script.
Because it wasn't comic format as far as the writing goes. Okay.
Yeah. So the two of us, we dug into it for about a year, maybe 2 years. And we finally whittled it out. And we were like, holy crap, your screenplay was originally supposed to be a progressive serial drama, turned into about 10 books worth of graphic novel scripts. And I was like, oh my God, how are we going to release it like this? He's like, let's do some choppy. So we chopped it up, and the initial book, we ended up crowdfunding back in 2021. The first of the War of the Trees saga, or the 10-book series, was 54 pages. And we're like, we got it crowdfunded, yay, thumbs up. And we moved on to the second book. And I sent out the script to my proofreaders, and they're like, yeah, it's good. It's just, the pacing sucks. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, like, nothing really happens. I'm like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, like, stuff happens, but like nothing substantial. Like, I feel like I'm bored reading this. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
So I sent him the entire 10-book stuff, and, God love him. He went through the entire thing, and he's like, dude, this is insane. Like, we got it. So he ended up pulling out pieces from other books, moving stuff around. And we sent it out to some other proofreaders. Same thing. They're like, okay, yeah, this is a lot better. And the originally planned 60-page book turned into 120 pages.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. Well, like this, and I was talking with this about Rex. I was on with Rex last night. Devil Flyer Momentum. Everybody go subscribe to Rex.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on with him last night till like 4 a.m. But we were talking about, and you just said like how to make a comic. Like I knew like the basic essentials of like 11x17. You know, you have your trims and stuff as far as the art goes. You know what I mean? But I was like, oh, there's safe areas. There's little areas you got to make sure your text goes in there.
Oh boy,
you know, not just that. When I went to print. Like that's why if anybody has Absolute 1 and 2, there's a reason why those pages are so thick is because I didn't know. I had no idea. I'm like, oh, what? 80 pound? Why not go 100 pound? Like it's better. It's more. So like, yeah. So there's a lot of trial by fire sometimes. So it was good that you actually sought people out. And was like, how do I do this? How can I reformat my thing to adhere it to it? Because as you mentioned with writing. There's a total different thing between writing a novel, writing a script, writing a comic. They're all very different. Not many people realize that. Like they think, oh, if you have a movie script, you have a comic script. It's like, no. You do not. Like it is a totally different beast. The structure's different. The format's different. The layouts are different. The way to guide, like how you communicate things with the artist is different. There's plenty of people who use like a Marvel method, maybe where they don't even write dialogue or anything. You say, hey, Spider-Man's fighting Doc Ock. Make it look cool in this page. Next page, oh, they're robbing the bank. Next page. And then there's people who are like I said, you got Alan Moore who just like, there's 14 staples in the top left corner of the page. So, there's so many different ways to relate things to the artist. So if you don't know that going in and you're used to like a movie where you're like, exterior shot, house, zoom in, camera angle, right, like totally different. And then a novel, you're just everything is there. So no, it's cool you sought people out and that you kind of had people in the know-how that you can then adhere your book, your IP, your concept. Because like you said, you wanted this because initially you weren't never going to even do a comic then, right?
That's right. Yeah, this was originally like a planned animated series, essentially.
Yeah. So to translate that from that into this, a lot of editing.
Oh boy, yeah, 2 years worth.
And there you go. And that shows you the kind of passion and love that you have for this IP. Like you love it enough that you're going to spend 2 years not putting anything out, not even building any finance, any money. Like you're going to work, you're doing your thing. But yeah, it's you got to love doing this if you're going to put it out there, especially if you don't have an established fan base.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure.
Well, that's the hardest part, man, is overcoming audience apathy in today's like oversaturated markets.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, all of us are new to this too. Like, well, not all of us. There's obviously, the people who are established, they're doing their thing. But all of us are, most people that are in this, like coming into even just crowdfunding or even not, even if you're going, like you said, you went to Project Greenlight, you're doing your thing, you're putting yourself out there. We're all new to this. Everybody starts at zero at some point. And slowly growing everything and building everything. It's heartbreaking and work, but it's rewarding in the end if it's done well.
Oh yeah.
And properly. And like we were talking about last night, you're selling not just your IP, but yourself. So like you're pretty energetic, like you're talkative, like you know how to, you got the gift of gab. So it's like it's easier for you to kind of get out there and like do your thing. But there's plenty of people that are just so reserved. And some people are like, oh, I don't know if I want to really be. This person doesn't seem like they love what they're doing. They don't know how to relate it because we're all shut-ins. Like, dude, you play D&D. You know how it is. You gather around a table with 3 or 4 or 5 other people, and you stay there for like 12 hours. Like you're not going out and like the sports game and drinking beers and like interacting. Like we're shut-ins, and so getting out there and communicating with everybody. It's some people just they just can't do it. And especially now, dude, I worked in retail for, quite a bit here and there. And I don't know, man, I don't like saying kids these days, but like, 18 to 25, I was working with them. they don't even know how to talk to a customer. They don't know how to say thank you. They don't know how to like make eye contact. They don't say, what can I help you with? Zero interaction because they're so used to like, dude, even text messages are like, just simple, letters. Like they don't even, it's not
are you okay?
Yeah. Are you okay?
You okay?
Exactly. And so communication isn't there. So if they ever come out with like, oh, I really want to make I love Wolverine, I'm going to do my own Wolverine thing. How are you going to even try to sell it? Like you can't talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're all shut in, but you kind of got to learn how to sell yourself, put yourself out there and grow your fan base.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I heard about Infinitale, like book 1, you made the rounds. You made a splash and people I know about it and stuff like that. So it's not like it's not in the zeitgeist of things, and that's the way to do it, And like you said, you've been building this for a long time. So yeah. Now, whenever you're building, like whenever you're writing or doing anything like that, do you like what's your method? Do you put on music? Is it computer? Is it pen and paper? What do you go about?
I think I kind of cheated a little bit because the Infinitale stories are, they were literally the chronicled adventures or the game sessions from those games way back in the 90s. And, there's a little bit of poetic finessing here and there, but more or less it's the same story. Like one thing I learned as a writer is, write what you know, like, because the audience can sniff out phonies really easily.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at George Lucas. I mean, he tried to write romance in the Attack of the Clones, and it's like, dude, it ain't working, man. It's just like sand.
Yeah. Sand gets everywhere.
I
what are you saying, dude? What do you say? Like, okay, the first, like the original OG trilogy, dude, that's our jam.
Oh, yeah.
That's our jam. My nephew, to him, the prequels are his jam. Ooh. And he like episode 3 is his favorite one. But then again, he likes all the action and like the lightsaber stuff and like Anakin to him is like his dude. But they all find the original trilogy, they like it, but it's not their favorite because they're like, oh, it's just so boring. Oh, it's so slow. It's like, I'm sorry, this doesn't meet your high-speed technological advanced needs. But there's called character development here.
Like it's TikTok brain.
Yeah.
So Langers is saying he had the scripts actually take over the lines. I don't know if is he referring to what you guys are talking about?
What?
I don't know.
He had as far as Star Wars episode 1 through 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It like I said, and I don't know. I don't mind them. I don't really revisit episode 3. I sometimes revisit. Now,
I didn't like him, but I didn't feel offended by him.
The whole thing is like I get he kind of needed to build Anakin and tell the story of his journey, and he couldn't do it initially. I don't see how that was what he originally had.
Yeah.
I think he changed things.
He also says that he had the actors do the romance lines. Hold on, there's a typo. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, but yeah, that's really interesting. I could see that though, George Lucas.
Well, did you ever hear Max Landis's he had like this diatribe that was like 3 hours long of if I wrote the prequels, like so Max Landis, the guy that did Chronicle, the son of John Landis, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, he as wacky as that dude is. I sat there and listened through his entire prequel rundown. Those are the movies I would have wanted to see. His first point was, don't make a movie about Anakin, make it about Obi-Wan.
Yes.
And we already know that Anakin is going to fall. Like, don't make that your protagonist. And he goes through this whole thing. He's like, you could do a love triangle with Padme and all that stuff. Like, this whole thing set up, and it was like, it made sense. And it even put in, he's like, what was the point of revealing the 2 kids at the end of Revenge of the Sith when it's a revelation that comes throughout the next trilogy? You basically cheapened the experience of the next trilogy.
Yep. Yeah, especially if you're watching them in order. If you never experienced Star Wars before,
and
you're not watching it in order, that totally just spoils everything. It's a giant spoiler. Like, it really, I never even thought of it that way.
That's true.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Bummer.
and that's the whole thing. Like, even the Obi-Wan TV show, like, they should, like, that should have been a movie before the thing, and it should have been better, like, obviously. But they should have focused on Obi-Wan because the dude dies in A New Hope. Like, you get to know this dude for like what, 35 minutes? Like, that's it. Like, he's such a pivotal character in the whole thing, and he's built up to be this amazing Jedi. You know, jack about him or anything. Like, they should have developed his character. And that's the thing. He's the main subject. Anakin is the co-star. Like, that you can do. That's fine. Yeah. Why focus on Anakin? Because he's Darth Vader, I guess. I don't know, but but yeah, I love Star Wars. It's fun, and I don't know. There's supposed to be more. I guess I don't even know. I kind of stopped paying it. I only hear about things here and there. So but so your role playing system and everything like that, was it influenced by any other things aside from D&D? Because they also had like the TMNT stuff, they had the Marvel stuff, they had all these other role playing games out there. Did you like draw for inspiration from a lot of different things?
Yeah, oddly enough, like, you know, I mean, obviously I went into video games, but like, there were board game influences as well. There were things where like if you ever played Settlers of Catan, I love that game.
I know the game, but I haven't played it.
Oh, the German board games are amazing. But one of the things that like Dungeons and Dragons kind of turned me off about was, and it's something you see in video games that they do it really well. And you don't want to make an offline tabletop role-playing game a video game, because then you get AD&D 4.0. But like, they don't have any loot chasing in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, once you get a good item, that's it, man. Like, you got it. It's, you know, and you stick with that for the rest of the, like, and then it turns into like, so there's this thing in game design called the core game loop, or the CGL, which is, it's the primary thing that you're doing in a video or in a game in general. Like, I'm killing something so that I can get rewards to get bigger stuff or better stuff to kill bigger things. And you rinse and repeat, and that's your core game loop. And in D&D, like, it once you get a bunch of cool stuff, they have the concept of retiring a character. Right. You know, it's like, oh, he's too powerful. Like, you know, and it's like, no, I like my guy. I spent years on this guy. I want to keep him, you know?
Yeah, but you're not allowed. Like even my brother would do that when we would play D&D. Once our characters got too powerful, like, it's like they had the other tiers, like they had sigil and all this stuff where you can go to, and like, you know, you advance beyond level 20. But at some point, it's like, look, you got to retire your character. We're going to start from scratch again. You're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just spent 5 years with this dude. Like, what are you doing? But also though, that goes back to even like this stuff. You built that character so much that you actually care about this non-existent thing that never, like, it's kind of almost trivial in some way, but you spent years with this. Like, this is almost
your
like
baby.
Yeah, it's your baby. Like, you built this thing. So yeah.
Oh, dude, like, I learned the hard way. We had characters die in our game.
Oh, like, yeah, my character died. Yeah.
And like, dude, a 13-year-old handle it, like, kid's bawling. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't it you know, you're a good like game master, or like I called it the narrator in Infinitale, you know, because it's all story-based thing. But like, you know, you're a good narrator when the player is ragingly upset, but they're not upset at you. They're upset at the characters that you're playing.
Yeah.
They're like, yes, he doesn't blame me.
Yeah. You're mad at a dice roll. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, dude, it's like, I rolled a 1, and like, you're all like, the past 7 years of your life are now like gone because you rolled a dice roll.
Yeah.
Which I will say, not good for becoming a gambler.
No.
D&D was kind of the introduction to gambling in a way, but thankfully I don't do that. But you know,
it'll put money on D&D too.
You can.
Oh well,
you can.
Okay.
Oh boy,
you could very well bet.
I'm actually not surprised.
New edition unlocked.
Oh, what are you kidding me? I bet you $20 you don't roll a 12. Like, I mean, you can easily do that.
Oh no, we're playing Jason, that's for sure.
Yeah, then you get people that double that. Yeah, no. Yeah, you don't want, hey, if you're suffering with gambling addiction, reach out to people. But hey, you know, I know people that do. So no, yeah, it's tough. But No, yeah, you got to draw. You're drawing an inspiration from other IPs, other creators, and you're learning from what they did. So, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Comics, board games, animation, we all learn from and are influenced by other things, and that's how we come up with what we come up with. So, like,
Pale Rider just entered in. He has.
Yo, what's up, Pale Rider? Good to see you. Yeah, please like and
Thank
subscribe,
you.
everybody. Like I said, I know Angela. We tried to have it so Angela could highlight you guys and bring up.
Before I forget, somebody, David Brown said hello from Facebook. So
Yeah, I did highlight him. Welcome, David. Like I said, Angela can't highlight you guys. Unfortunately, paying for this stupid thing didn't work. So, but
I could in the stream, just so you know, but I won't. Somehow.
Don't do that.
In ECMI D&D, you could go on to be an immortal. You had to have a physics degree to understand the mortal box set rule, though.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you could go on to be an immortal. Yeah.
I just remembered Spell Writer.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do, and they expanded things. But in the initial D&D went to level 20. That was it. Like after that, you're like, yeah, you're capped. You're done.
Yeah.
But you know what doesn't cap you?
Knowledge is like a seed. When sown in fertile minds, it opens doors to new possibilities. Truth, once buried by the ages, is again revealed. The unimaginable becomes demystified. New wonders are discovered that transcend the limitations of previous understanding. However, some doors should never be opened. Our tale continues with the divergent paths of our heroes. As a naive king toils with ancient powers beyond his control, a grieving queen makes a fateful decision that forever changes their world. Infinito Chronicles. The War of the Trees.
Wow.
There it is.
Who did that trailer? That was like really good.
Nice job, man.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So I know we've been talking about it, but give us the rundown. What's Infinitale Chronicles about?
Sure. So Infinitale Chronicles, the War of the Trees saga, is kind of our introduction into this fantasy world where generally we take kind of for granted the origin stories of the Fae, the elves, and our story follows the exploits of the Elvar people on this continent called Foithla, which has been separated into 7 sovereignties. Each sovereignty is ruled by a queen, and they live in perpetual perfect paradise. I mean, the Elvar people are just pretty people with problems. They never get old. They never know the betrayals of age or illness or anything. So everything is a paradise. The only problem is they kind of are ruled by this very rigid theocracy. There are these gigantic titanic gods that live among them that are kind of like their custodial guardians, and they hand down their orders, to their supplicants. And the Elvar, it's an unquestioned dogma. They don't care. They just do what they're saying, because what do I got to worry about? I got everything, everything's there. I don't have to worry about food. I don't have to worry about shelter. Everything's, handed to me, essentially. I'm a perpetual adolescent. And we start realizing that there's some cracks in this gilded paradise where the Elvar don't reproduce. They don't have kids. They're eternal. Why would they want to reproduce, So one day, our queen here, Aisling, one of our heroes, she gets pregnant, and people don't know what to do. They're like, what the hell? Like the animals do that. Let's go get one of the livestock husbandry experts. So they get these people involved, and out pops a baby. And they're like, this is generally not something that happens with our people. Very startling event, and it kind of kicks off or sets things in motion where part of their culture is, or part of their kind of what their gods kind of hand down to them. If you've ever read Logan's Run or seen the movie or heard anything about Plato's allegory of the cave, there's this one concept, or at least in Logan's Run, where they have like the carousel, and you have these eternal beings that are kind of handed this lottery system where males of these sovereignties they have their names drawn every like who knows how long, because time passes by differently when you're immortal, where they are elected to be sacrificed to the gods and renewed. And oddly enough, when our queen here, who's going through all sorts of complications, because again, pregnancy isn't a thing. She's going into these like fevered dreams. She's having these weird hallucinations. Things are telling her that not everything is what it seems. And her husband is like, well, we can't bring this woman who can barely hold it together. We can't bring her before the gods to name our kid, because the gods name the kids, not the individuals. So
yeah.
So the husband brings their infant to before the druidic ceremonies or whatever, and it turns out on the same day the kid gets his name, he also gets chosen to be in the lottery. And yeah, the queen becomes a little despondent by this, and she's like, the kid hasn't even had a chance to live. I'm not gonna like just give him up like that. And they're like, well, yeah, that's what you have to do. So that kind of sparks the beginning of like, this sets in like the seeds of defiance, and they start kind of, taking root and becoming the weeds of rebellion. And some of her hallucinations tell her that her entire like every part of her I guess her leg is, well, everything about her history and everything she's ever been taught was a lie, and that the truth would be revealed if she goes to these ruins, this ruined city on the outskirts of one of her sovereignty. And she's too sick to go, so her husband goes in her stead, and he discovers that there really was something there. It happens to be this book that he can't read, and just as they get the book, really bad things happen. He kind of sneaks away because he's not supposed to be doing this, because any kind of like disobedience is met with swift and brutal death. You're just like, you do what we say and you got everything. You don't do what we say and you're gonna have a problem. Yeah. So he survives with one of his he had a small band of loyal soldiers with him, and only he and this one other guy survive, and they get taken prisoner by the very like ancient enemy that they've been kind of killing for who knows how long. These goat-like beast creatures, these beastmen, and he becomes captive of them. And one of them actually speaks his language, and they learned that the book was written in the beastman's language, which turns out that there's a lot more to be discovered. Like their entire history, their entire origin, and everything has been stolen from them, and the truth in this book. And and it also kind of it talks about how the Alvar were wielders of magic and all this stuff. And they're like, what the hell's magic? Like, what is, you mean like what the gods are doing? Like, so they're rediscovering kind of like nuclear power.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And, bad stuff happens, and that leads us into book 2.
Oh wow! Okay, nice. So now, do you need to get the books to play the game? Do you need the game to get to understand the books? Like,
no. So the way that we set this up is that we have the War of the Trees saga, which is about the Elvar, the Fey races of the world. It's their origins. It's like a historical primer. So if you get the entire 10-book set of the War of the Trees, you'll have the entire history of the Infinitale worlds. But you don't need them. They're just a historical primer. To play the game, it's nice to have that as like something to fall back on. But you don't need it, and vice versa. Like, say you're not into role playing, but you like the story. It's
So then, how many, as far as the book goes, how many pages is it? It's fully illustrated, right? It's not like a prose where you have prose on one page and then like illustrations on one. Like how does that work out?
Yeah, so it is. It's 120 pages, full color comic.
Nice.
Oh, very cool.
There's some supplemental pages in there as well, but it's just things like translate. Like there's a little decoder for one of the foreign languages that gets spoken. You don't need it. Like you get the whole R2D2 effect. Like they're like,
right.
Like Chewbacca said something. I don't know what he said, but Han Solo's upset with him.
Right. Who's the artist?
So on our first book, actually bring up a really good thing here. So our first book was done by the art team of Antonio Brandao on inks and paneling, and Elzer Alves on color.
Okay.
And when we released the first book, we also released a survey when the book was fulfilled, and people filled out the survey. I got a bunch of feedback. I got some negative feedback too. It talks about certain art things or whatever.
That's fine. Yeah.
And I brought it to their attention, and they started they had kind of engaged in another project at the time. So I'm like, oh God, what's this? How long is this going to take? And I was like, well, if we got some negative art feedback, I ended up reaching out to this husband and wife team of Eduardo Barbosa and Mika Fusco, or Barbusco Studios. And they created a separate version of the book. You've heard of variant covers. We have variant books. So we have the standard edition, which was done by Antonio and Alzier. Then we have the alternate art edition, which is the same script, same story, same 120 pages, done by a completely different art team.
Oh wow! So you had to pay again for it to be redrawn. Oh no!
Yeah, and then because the kids love it, I ended up working with Antonio to do a manga edition. So it's in black and white. It's in right to left manga format, Jumoko no Taisen Volume 1. It's books 1 and 2 combined, so it's 180 pages.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So there's 3 editions, and part of the experiment we're doing with this campaign is whichever of the 3 editions gets back to the most will determine the future of the series moving forward, or at least the style. Because book 1 is, standard kind of Western comic style. Book 2 is kind of a painterly storybook, almost Bendis Desané style. And then the third one is the manga style. So whichever of those 3 gets it, that's the style we're going to pursue for the rest of the 10 books.
I mean, that's a cool way to go about it, because the fans dictate how it goes. Like, so they're getting, essentially, the fans are getting what they want.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing way to go about it. And like you said, you got some negative feedback, but negative feedback is always welcomed as long as it's done properly. Like, it's like, hey, this sucks. It's like, well, that doesn't help me any. It doesn't help me improve anything. But it's like getting negative feedback is not a bad thing. Like, you kind of, dude. I mean, nobody should go to it. I don't think it's a waste of money. But in art college, like, they do teach you, like, even if the piece is the best thing you've ever seen, find one thing you don't like about it and say what you would do to maybe help out and fix it. Give proper critique. Like, it's important. And like, hey, like I said, sometimes you will get the, hey, this sucks things. But yeah, but and like I said though, with what you're doing with the whole, hey, if you get this one, or this one, whichever one gets the most, like, you're getting the most positive feedback you possibly can to dictate how you're going to move forward. So now, as far as the board game goes, you could just get that and you're good, right? Yeah.
Well, I'm planning to release that after I get all 10 of these books out.
Okay, so these campaigns are mainly for the books.
Yes, exactly. Yep. I mean, it's a good historical primer to get you acquainted with the world. And the idea is that we're telling you the story with the War of the Trees, and then afterwards we'll give you the game to make your own stories in that world.
Okay, and I'm going to go back up real quick here. I saw these little statue guys.
Oh yeah.
What are these about?
So that is a filament printed statue of a water leaper from Welsh mythology, and it glows in the dark. And I'm not responsible if that gives you any kind of residuals, because that sucker glows bright. I don't know if you can see it in that photo, but
so if you get any superpowers from the the radiation that emits from it, don't blame Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, they're cool. Yeah. So these aren't like if you get, whenever you release the game, are these going to be kind of like little game pieces you can have for them, or
well, these are big. She's about 8 inches tall. The water leaper's about 6 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a paint kit. So that's a glow in the dark standalone,
right,
like that, and this is a paint kit, and you get all of the paint brushes, the paints, the mixing materials, and even this nice little mixing guide. So it teach you how to paint to make
Oh, that's
Nessa.
really dope, man.
So as long as you don't have any radium girls going on, I think you're set.
No, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's really
nice,
awesome.
nice. And we have to do it. It is important to do. I don't have to. Do I have to go all the way back up? I'm going to do it just because.
Oh, would
We're gonna go over
licking
the
the
tiers.
figurine be unadvisable?
What's that?
Omen is asking, would licking the figurine be unadvisable?
I can neither confirm or deny.
To be fair, I mean, lick away and find out what happens. You know, I for one encourage licking. I'm all about licking things.
Might taste like lime. I mean, who knows?
You never know.
How are you
Hey,
gonna find out?
Yeah, lick as many things as you possibly
Yeah.
can. That's how you. Hey, as you're a baby, when you're a baby, that's how you learn what things are. So why not? Why stop doing it when you're an adult? No, everyone's favorite part. Let's go over the tiers. And Chris, I'm blind, so you got to help me out. This first one here.
So yeah, the featured tier there is if you buy, so the books are $20 a piece, but if you buy them into a single 2-book bundle, you'll get it for $38. So it's a little bit of a discount, but on top of the discount, you also get a slipcase.
Oh wow, nice. Now so because you said there's 3 different versions. The featured tier then is which version?
The featured tier is the standard edition and the alternate art edition. So you get both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you get those 2 art styles so you can compare and contrast.
Okay, so and they're each 120 pages?
Yes.
So you're getting 240 pages for less than $40.
Correct. And a nice little storage slipcase.
Wow. That's a great deal, dude. And like I've been telling everybody, especially with today, and I don't know, I don't know if this is why you did it, but people don't have all that much money these days. They're spending cash for as far as like entertainment items is dwindling. So it's nice to give them that little deal. And at 240 pages, this is a crazy price point. It's a great price point. And so it's nice.
Well, there's also, because we've unlocked the stretch goals, everybody that's backed a book, be it digital or physical, you're getting a free 40-page preview, black and white, of book 3. So the first chapter of book 3, 40 pages. And if you back the physical, you'll get a physical book. And if you back the digital, you get an additional PDF download link.
Yeah. Hey, and like I said, times aren't the easiest. So we do what we can in order to help out the people. And you're giving them even a sneak peek because of the stretch goal. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah. So this is actually a really good featured tier. I like it. Now, before I go on, do you have add-ons?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of add-ons. One other thing, we unlocked 3 stretch goals. No more stretch goals will be unlocked because we're in demand now. Mm-hmm. But during the funding, the first stretch goal was actually unlocked on Bancroft's during the launch party.
I remember that.
It was the double-sided bookmark. So you got a cool bookmark. You flip it over, and it's got the language decoder on it.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, you can get the "Be sure to drink your Ovaltine" thing. And then the second one is the preview book in black and white, 40 pages by Nerium Nova.
Oh, nice, from Bonds, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then the third is if you back one of the limited bundles. So the finite bundles where it says like something out of something, like 14 out of 50.
Well, even the feature tier here.
You'll get a third stretch goal that was unlocked, which is the Ashcan art book. It's like 80 pages of art, promotional art, behind the scenes art. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah,
nice.
A lot of stuff.
Even more incentive for people to back, I think, because like I said, you're getting more bang for your buck. And it's dude, regular 24-page comics cost like $7 almost these days. So this is an amazing deal, and then you're getting all that on top of it. Like, it's smart to get one of these limited item number tiers. And the price point is good, so it's definitely worth it. So then right below it here we have a digital.
Yeah, so we have the digital tiers. Each of the digital tiers are $5 a piece. But you could get a deluxe edition, which puts all 3 of them together for $12.
Oh, there you go. Nice. That's nice. This one's 10.
Yeah, that's the manga edition. In Indiegogo has this weird thing where you can't sort or organize.
No, yeah, it goes by price point.
Yep. Yeah. So the manga is black and white, 180 pages. It contains both books 1 and 2, and it's for $10.
Jeez,
Oh, very cool.
nice price point. Yeah, there's the digital bundle right there.
Yep.
And then you have standard issue comics or the standard book.
Yep. That's a standard edition, just no frills if you want just that book. Yep.
It says book and cards.
Oh, that's the book. So if you scroll up a little bit, that's the manga edition complete with the trading cards. During the first campaign, one of our popular bundles was to take the trading cards and bundle it with the manga or with the book. So it makes it a little bit of a discount, and you actually can get the cards and the book.
Yeah, and I've always said I think certain items, if you have like you hit the featured tier, you get both books. I think you should discount it a little bit and incentivize people to get that tier over and also it saves them money as far as shipping goes. But they can be like, hey, I can get that easy click go, and I'm saving money. Like I think it's good to maybe like cut it a couple bucks here or there, and that's good. So then this is the book too.
Yep.
Standard. Yeah.
Yep. So for $20 you'll get the standard edition plus the free 40 page book 3 preview.
Right.
Is there a chance to get book 1?
Yes, that's in the legacy add-ons. We still have some. There's actually multiple ways you can get it. Book 1 can be bought in the manga edition because the manga edition contains both books 1 and 2.
Oh.
We have a few left over from the first campaign, some limited variant cover books of book 1 from the first campaign. Or there's actually a link on the campaign page where you can get the retail edition if you want to save some money and go directly to Amazon and grab
nice.
the version 1.2.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool.
The retailer bundles are really good, especially overseas. If you have other people that like comic books.
Oh yeah.
Back to retailer bundle if you live like in England or Australia, and then you could all just pool your money together, and it'll cut cost for that person. So the retailer bundle. What's this water
leaper statue?
Yeah, that's okay, nice. $30. That's it.
Yeah. Well, it just glows in the dark, comes with it in a little box, awesome. And has a little piece of parchment that tells you what a water leaper is.
Obviously, the statues will ship separately from the books.
Yes,
like if you back other things, because I'm sure if you add on a book or something like that, these are great price points for the statues. So yeah, really cool.
Yeah, totally cool.
Yeah, $40 for the that one that you can paint.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. And then this is the retailer bundle. There you go.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
How many books come in the retailer?
So it's 5 books, and basically it's like it's $40 here, so it's like buying 4 books and get the 5th one free.
Yep, the smart way to do it.
Very
That's
cool.
how you do it. Very nice. Retailer. And this is okay. So you have dude. Okay, having all these different versions. Because we built for Frog, obviously, the tiers and stuff like that. We have a lot because we have a lot more stuff. You have 3 different books, kind of.
Yeah.
So you're building tier, dude. That must have been so much fun in Indiegogo building every single tier.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's your ultimate bundle. We throw everything from the book 2 campaign in there. The magnets, the canvas wall map, the double-sided poster, trading cards, the manga, the 2 books in the slipcase, and some cards.
Excellent. And like you said, you could add on book 1 variant covers on checkout, right?
Yep, I have some left over from the first campaign, so they are limited.
Yeah, they're gonna be, okay. Now after all that, let's say you sell out of book 1, you don't have any more. Are you going to do another printing of like a different cover and then offer that as like a for other campaigns, or what are you going to do?
So I'll never sell out of the retail version. So the Amazon edition of book 1, there's a book 1.2 on sale on Amazon right now, and it's got some changes, some editorial things, some art changes, whatever, but it's not like it's the OG ones that are part of the legacy add-ons. That's what we gave to backers in the campaign. But the Amazon edition, there are quality things that I can't control, i.e. Amazon doesn't print on the interior parts of the covers. So there's a little bit of changes here and there. But all in all, you'll get the story if you buy the Amazon version, or you can get the the white glove premium version here as the limited edition
Right.
add-ons.
Well, in all reality, the story is what matters. So, like, as long as you're getting like the whole concept and idea of what you're going for, and you can't find like you may want like the premium one, you want this one, but you can't get it anymore. At least you can get the story and read everything that's going on, because that's really the essence of all this.
Oh yeah,
the story. So yeah, but don't miss out. Get it here.
Yeah, and also if you back either the standard edition digital edition or the alternate art digital edition, you'll get the digital edition of book 1 for free.
Nice.
So
oh, there you go, everybody. Yeah,
So many options. It's wonderful.
no, there's a lot of options here. You can cater it and gear it towards your liking, and that's really cool. And a lot of people do enjoy that. So back it, everybody. The price point's fantastic. You're getting a lot of content for your buck, and that's very important these days, especially. And it's a lot of quality content, you know. So it's a win-win. You kind of can't. And hey, even if you can't afford it, or it's not even your bag, share the link out for the campaign, please, on your social media platform of choice. Help Chris out and get him some more backers there, or a backer or two. That way, the next project can get on its way. You know, he can start paying the artist for that and everything like that, because that's what you do in crowdfunding. You gotta, you paying out of pocket for this stuff. You can't. That's why you crowdfund it. So So everybody, please share it out, back it, do what you can in order to help Chris out. We need word of mouth. That's how we get. That's how we get things done around here in the DC. Yeah, that's it, man.
Well,
we're at the hour, we're over the hour. We generally go an hour.
Yeah.
And we went longer because it's fun.
Yeah. Time flies too. I can't believe it's already.
Without a doubt. Angela, is there any more questions for Chris?
I have a question. And Cran has a question. What about the possibility of this becoming a video game?
That would be amazing, and it would be great. But like I worked in that industry for about a decade, and the resources it requires, it would be a great undertaking. I would probably try to do it once I get all the books done, to be honest. That would be a dream, because I'm a big fan of strategy RPGs like Shining Force and Fire Emblem and stuff like that. And to see these characters in that would be a dream come true.
And how many? So wait, I mean, if you mentioned this already, I'm sorry. How many books do you plan to have in the series?
So the War of the Trees is a planned 10-book series.
Okay.
And and they're about over 100 pages each. So
Okay, and then go on.
No.
Cran wanted to know, which book does Chris like most of his series so far?
Well, that's a tough one, because if it's what we currently have out of books 1 and 2 and all the different versions, I don't think I can pick a favorite kid.
Who's your favorite child?
Who's your favorite child?
Say it.
They're all listening right now.
Well, because so we got the original, the first edition, 1.0, and that's what's available on this campaign as part of the legacy add-ons. I didn't know, we kind of were feeling it out. We didn't. We did a lot of learning in that first book that I think you'll appreciate when you see the second book. So I think the second book improves upon a lot of what was in the first book.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. I can't say I like this better, because there's parts of the first book that are pretty cool too. So
it's good too. So that's why you want to back it, though. You get them both and find out. You can judge for yourself which one is Chris's favorite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Back them all. But very cool campaign.
Did you is there any more?
I don't see any more questions, and I will back it eventually. So how much longer do you think it'll be in demand?
So I took off the week from work this coming week, and I plan on focusing solely on fulfillment, because I already have a lot of this printed. And when I run out of inventory, then I'm going to have to send out for more books and stuff. So that might be a little bit of a delay. But I'm aiming for probably around a month of staying in demand. And then once I fulfill everything, I'm going to shut down in demand. And then you'll get the Amazon edition.
Will you do a closeout stream as well? Or is it going to be like over in the night, it's just going to close?
That would be cool to do a
It'll
close
be
out
sad.
stream.
Yeah. Anyway, no, this looks really cool.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I definitely was curious how long you're going to be in demand as well. So it's good to know. So everybody, you got at least a minimum of another month, everybody. So please, back it before you miss out on it. And Angela encourages you to do so as well. I have one last question for you, Chris. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Demonic possession.
No. Oh my gosh. Every time it's a different one. Man.
It's a good one.
Well,
I like it.
As somebody that's had some health issues, and I see these people that are in perfect health, drinking and smoking and stuff, I just be like, you know what? You can have this junk heap of a car. I'm pulling the plates. It's yours now.
Like, you want to be like a Constantine type person, or what are we going for here?
I'm going for a Fallen.
Oh, okay.
Time is
It's
on
on your
side.
side. Yes, it is.
Fallen the movie?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I saw that in the theater.
That's a good movie. Man.
It's
Awesome. I like that answer. Thank you for coming on, Chris. This was a lot of fun. For book 3, we'll have you back, obviously.
Oh, thanks.
We get the word out there. Eyes are eyes, backers are backers. We love it. We love it. We want people to get.
Thanks to the mods for sharing it.
Thank you, mods. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Angela, for monitoring that chat. Maybe I'll cancel all this crap and try Evmux because
I could just end the stream right now too, by the way. But
wait, you mean you can hit this button?
Goodbye, chocolate mousse. I'll never forget you. Goodbye, Ducroix. Take care of yourself. Goodbye, Deja Vu. I'll always remember you. And I'll miss you most of all, Gary.